In the last lesson, we talked about clear ice. But the most important function ice plays in a cocktail is dilution. That is the process of ice melting in your cocktail, adding water, and chilling your drink. How much dilution takes place is based on the size and shape of the ice in your cocktail. So now let's talk about the different types of ice and why they're used. Look at all the different types of ice. Now there are 5 types of ice you can use depending on how fast you want your ice to melt and dilute your drink. This is because melting happens on the surface of the ice where it touches your drink. The more surfaces that touch your drink, the faster that piece of ice will melt. So when you cut your large cube into 4 smaller cubes, you create more melting points along the surface, causing your ice to melt faster. Guys, this is the ice block. Look at that bad boy. And this is perfect for jungle juices or punches. This melts really slowly. You ever notice that you go to the supermarket and buy a bag of ice and you dump that in a punch, how quickly it melts? Because you need this. And this is a callback to an era when, back in the cowboy days, bartenders would get a huge block of ice and then they'd have to go in and chip down some ice for each individual drink. So this dates back to that. Okay, so now if you wanted to make one of these at home, what you do is you get your Tupperware container, you fill it with water, put it in the freezer, you break that out, dump it in your punch, works just as well, okay? Perfect to go. Look at this. I can see you, Mom. Guys, this is one of my favorite categories of ice that you're beginning to see a lot more now, the large cube or the large sphere. What happens here is, again, this has a lot less exposed surfaces, so it will melt a lot slower. So you can use this on spirit-forward drinks, like an old-fashioned, where you really want to taste the drink and you don't want it diluted. The same thing with the sphere. Okay, so these work perfectly for that. You got some fancy whiskey that you really want to taste, don't want it too diluted, excuse me, Mr. Okay, you want to use one of these. And this right here is in that category. This also melts a lot slower, but it's used in these highball or Collins glasses, okay? And you don't have to use that. You could use regular ice, but it's something cool about having, you know, your rod in here, a single piece of ice. It just looks cool. And if you're wondering about the weird shape, Sky, that does not look like a rod. I hand cut this. When last did you hand cut a piece of ice, okay? And I'm a little cross-eyed, that's why it's not straight. The next category is cracked ice, and cracked ice is perfect for stirring or blending drinks. This is not cracked ice. Here's how you get cracked ice. You pick up a cube, and then you're gonna hit this with the back of the spoon to get it to break, okay? So you just come in, and now your ice is cracked, okay? Or you could pick up a piece of a cube, and this right here is an anvil ice pick, and this works much better because you just tap, and you get it to break up much easier. But most people don't have one of these on hand, so you use a bar spoon, okay? Just be prepared to get it everywhere. And you could stir with this or blend with this, very easy to do. If you don't have a bar spoon, use a regular spoon. You don't got a regular spoon, no one looking, just drop it on the ground, bam, okay? That's cracked. Guys, this right here is the most popular ice in bartending because it's the kind of ice that most bars have. It is the 1 inch by 1 inch cube. And you could use it for everything. You can use it for stirring, shaking, building ice in your glass. You name it, because it's the ice that most bars have. Most bars don't have giant cubes or spheres or huge blocks or rods, okay? So this right here is the industry standard, and you just grab it, drop it in, and you build with this. You could blend with this, you name it, and it's gorgeous ice. It works well. It's good to go. We've been using this for years. Why stop now? Enjoy your 1 by 1 cubes. Guys, next up we have crushed ice, and you use crushed ice in drinks that need to be really cold or really diluted. Tiki drinks, mint juleps, rum swizzles, drinks like that. You see it a lot in the warmer climates because this is where you get your drink ice cold. Because remember now, the more you break up your ice, the faster it will melt. When it melts, it gets cold, okay? So here's how this works. This right here is a Lewis bag. Back in the 1800s, at some point, banks used to use this to keep their money in. And bartenders were like, hey, can I have that? And they began using it to crush their ice. So you drop in a cube, seal it up. This right here is a wooden mallet. If you don't have one of these, just use whatever you have that's heavy. And then you just go in and you beat it up. And voila, we have magic. And this acts as a little spout. So you come in and watch this. We got beautiful crushed ice. And there you have it, guys, all the different kinds of ice. I can't wait to put this big boy in a jungle juice. Now, be advised, okay? Most bars only have these smaller cubes, okay? And they use that in every single drink, and you've been going to that bar or that person's house for years and you've never had a problem. I'm showing you this because I'm just showing you that there's room to step your game up if you really want to impress your guests. But if you're lazy, I mean, hey, go with your freezer ice, okay? Just try not to keep it near the fish, okay? Right? So stay tipsy, have fun out there, okay? Look at this beautiful thing. I put this in my pot. Ooh, it's still cold. All right, later.